Epistemology. That's a $20 word for you there. Epistemology. Episte. E-P-I-S-T-E-M. Ology. Epistemology. What is it? It is the theology of knowledge. Basically, it means the method, the scope of how we determine reality, truth, and distinguish it from opinion and irrational thought. Reality and truth as opposed to fake news. This is epistemology. And in regard to theology, as the study of God and the study of godly things and creation as such, it distinguishes for us as Christians the truth from the lie. And we are called to discern and to judge for ourselves reality in a godly way, holy way, in a real way. You see, because the world would have you think and ponder and consider all things as opinion. What do I think? And if what I think is what I think, then therefore it is. Now, we understand the metaphysics of being. We understand that we have being and that we are created beings, and that we are finite beings, which means we have a beginning and an end in our bodies. Everything but our soul has an end. God has created us with eternal souls. Thank God for that. But we understand that there's such thing as being. Either you are or you aren't. Either it is or it isn't. Either it exists or it doesn't. But the lies of the enemy, the lies of the devil, the lies of the world, they cater to the flesh. And you see how those three enemies work together in concert. If the devil has a lie, he communicates it to the world, and the world communicates it to the flesh. The flesh without the spirit, the flesh in its fallen state, will adopt whatever is contrary to reality. And we need to understand epistemology so that we can distinguish reality from irrational thought. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind, and we'll see how many hits this gets, because I don't know if media nowadays, this is, I believe, YouTube, I don't know if they're going to be listening in once I post this, but gender confusion. Why is there gender confusion? See, that is an opinion, that is irrational thought, that is not reality, that is not science. And we have even scientists and healthcare professionals in this day, in this world, subscribing to and promoting gender confusion. That there is not just two genders. God says otherwise. Epistemology says, through the method and study of my Creator, God who exists, who creates all things from his existence, has created two genders and two genders only. Now, is there deviation from that in regard to sin and a fallen world? Yes, there is. There are some babies that are born deformed, and they have both genitalia, and they're called hermaphrodites. They exist, yes, they do. And that is not the norm. That is something that happens, just like Down syndrome and other things. And that is a special situation. That is not an everyday person. We come out of the womb not knowing what gender we are. There are physical traits right in our sight that we can see once a baby is born. Sometimes before they're born, if you want to find out what the gender of the baby is, they have gender reveal parties even, because you'll find out it's a boy, it's a girl, it's a boy, it's a girl. Now, whether the parents want to believe it, whether you want to believe it, whether I want to believe that it's a boy or a girl, God says you don't have to believe it for it to be true. You see? Everything we think is objective in this world. It depends how I feel. It depends what I think. What I believe is true is true. What's true for me is true for me. Okay, so a person who believes that if they jump off a cliff, they won't die. They jump off a 1,000-foot cliff, they won't die. Then they're going to jump off the cliff and they won't die? They know very well if they jump off that cliff without a parachute, without any kind of restraint, they know they will fall and die. But with gender, that's different. As long as they can argue it, they will argue it. There's more than two genders. There's many genders. You can identify whatever you want. That's true. That's true. You can call yourself whatever you want. You can call anything whatever you want. But you know, it was God who gave Adam the responsibility to name the animals and to name everything. And God named the things, the actual kinds of things, he named them at creation. He named them birds of the air, fowl. He named them the beasts of the field. He named them the fish. He named us mankind. So he already gave us our high titles, and everything else that we want to name and subdivisions, etc. That was on Adam and that's on us. But the bottom line is, God has already decided that there is male and female. And marriage is between a man and a woman. That is truth. And you can have a baby with a man and a woman, naturally. Now, they're going to argue with you and say, you can have a baby because we can have artificial insemination. Okay, but it's still what? Come on. It still requires the elements of male and female, egg and sperm coming together to make the baby. No matter how you put it together, it has to be put together. Because there's male and there's female. That's reality. You don't have to like reality. You don't have to like the laws of God. You don't have to respect God. You don't have to respect his laws. He gives you a choice. And you can say that there is no God for your entire life. But reality is reality. And if we study God, and we study theology, and we study the world, we'll know how separate they can truly be sometimes. That's why we have epistemology. We have the study, the theory of thought, of thinking about things that are rational, real. Think about how rational that truly is. A man battling in a sport, or competing in a sport, against women, and he's 6'5" and he's muscular and he's swimming against women and he's winning. Maybe some women will beat him, yes, absolutely, but the bottom line is that he can call himself a girl, he can grow his hair long, he can augment his body as much as he wants, he can put on things and take off things, but he is a man. Same thing with the girl, with the woman. So, folks, this is reality study. Epistemology. This is where the rubber meets the road, where foolishness and rationality divide. We have to make a decision in our lives. How foolish, how irrational, how completely insane we want the world to make us. Because the Bible tells us that we are not to conform to any of the patterns of this world. And the main pattern of this world is in its author. And who's the author of confusion? The devil himself. The devil, the world, and it caters to the fallen flesh. Don't fall for the fall. Get into the Bible and understand epistemology, the study of reality, the study of rational thinking, science, basically, right? Real, true Christian science against the backdrop of irrational foolishness. God bless you. Digging deeper. God bless.